Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the Virus Edition, a.k.a. the Pandy Pods.
A.K.A. Two Jews, no Rod Carews.
A.k.a. I'm going to get a couple more Doug Culps in here.
A.K.A.
God bless.
Two Jews, no Harmon Killabruce.
A.k.a. Sklardvarks. A.k.a. Sklarts and Entertainment. That's a good one. A.k.a. Street Sklarks. And a.k.a. Dilly Sklars. There you go. Doug Culp, a.k.a. Dougathon. A-T-A, D-O-U-G-A-T-H-A-N. We love that guy. Thanks for sending the AKAs. And thanks you guys for listening to this podcast. Thanks for joining us on the Stereo Conversations. That is so much fun.
Got another one today at 3 o'clock. We
That's
do it
right.
every Monday and Wednesday.
3 p.m. We're going to talk about things that maybe we don't get to in the podcast. The most compelling stories of the day. We had some great discussions in the last couple weeks.
What to do with Marjorie Taylor Greene? What happened? The hell happened with Tiger Woods?
Gina Carano, and where do we fall, and how does Star Wars deal with her? These are amazing things to discuss with you guys, and we're sort of taking the subjects of the day the biggest news that we can talk about, and we're talking about with you guys, and I love it on stereo. It's so much fun. All right, let's jump into this story. All right, so I don't know about you, Jay, but I still feel like air travel is outside
very far from
right.
what I can
don't see
handle.
us traveling anytime in the next couple of months because we're not going to get vaccinated, and I just don't think it's safe. And it's not just because there was like an engine that burned off a United Airlines plane, and there was video of it burning off and falling down. I mean, that was scary as all get out. Okay, that does not make me feel good at all. I am totally down with no middle seat being
Used
sold
in a flight. Yeah.
Okay, because that would, to me, take out a lot of stress
Like
that we have.
If they just took out those seats from planes.
They won't, because they need to make as much money as they can.
I know.
But the point is that
that moment
where you're sitting on the plane and you're just looking at people who come by and you're just like, please don't sit here.
No.
Just gigantic people. Please don't sit here. Do not.
You just want a tiny man who does yoga who can squeeze himself into a tiny box.
That's it.
And doesn't even have a radio.
I'd be
TV.
so happy knowing. Jay and I we've basically developed and become masters at not touching each other while sitting on a plane. And other people don't know how to do that. They don't even know how to come close to doing that. People don't care that they're just laying on your arm the entire time. I'm like,
are you
I don't
joking?
know you and I don't want you in my space. People just do not care. It's surprising to me that people don't care.
Yeah.
Now that I have a dog, by the way, that I could travel with because she's only going to get to be about 20 pounds. It'd be fun to take her to St. Louis the next time we go and let mom play with her and have her run around the yard. How much fun would that be?
Super fun.
Ponyo in St. Louis, that'd be so cool. But we'll carry her in a bag. We'll leave her in a bag the whole time.
Right.
If we take her out, it's going to be super brief and we're not going to let her run around.
Let her loose on the plane.
No. We're going to make sure this dog does not go loose. And by the way, this is just
Have you seen cats? I've seen people with cats in carriers.
Remember we saw someone take a cat and put it in the overhead compartment? I'm like, I don't know if it can breathe up there.
Weird.
That's weird. But you know what? Thanks for keeping the cat away from us.
Thank you.
All right?
Not big cat guys.
Strange.
No.
At least we knew where the cat was going to be during the flight. Cats are wild cards, guys.
They're terrifying.
Who would let a cat loose on a flight, Jay? Think about that. Again, we've flown several times.
Maybe if there's a Bond villain in seat 15C.
Just stroking.
And then you walk by later and you're like, wasn't there a cat on his lap? Where is it now?
Right.
And then you're like,
keep them in carriers, people. That's all we're saying. Especially if your cat is unpredictable. And by the way, most cats are.
there are 0 cats that are predictable.
If you tell me that your cat is predictable, you're lying to me.
That's you just hoping. That's you saying a thing that you hope is true.
That's like you saying, I always win at roulette. No, you don't. You might win.
You might win more
You might
than you
remember
think
the
you should.
times that you win. Maybe the odds haven't caught up with you. Maybe you don't play roulette enough.
Maybe oftentimes you'll win at roulette and then leave the table.
Right.
Before you have a chance to lose.
But in both instances, the roulette wheel and the cat, it's up to someone else what happens. Right. It's not you. You can't control that situation.
And that brings
Case
us
in
to this
point,
story.
This next crazy story. Here we go. A passenger plane was forced to return to an airport in the Sudanese capital of Khartoum after an angry, aggressive cat, which had somehow gotten in the cockpit, attacked the pilots shortly after takeoff.
It's a little cartoonish, if you ask me.
It is. Somehow gotten into the cockpit, to me, is such
That should never happen, ever.
That animal should never have somehow gotten into the cockpit.
Shouldn't have
of a
somehow
plane.
done anything.
This is why Samuel L. Jackson was so pissed.
Yeah.
Somehow those snakes got on that motherfucking plane.
And he got upset. And he was tired. He was tired of all those snakes being on that motherfucking plane.
I mean, it's happened a lot, and he had actually been okay with it, but now he's tired of it.
Yeah, he reached his limit.
Wednesday's flight of the Sudanese Tarko airline bound for Qatar's capital, Doha, was proceeding in a totally routine manner. That is, until a most unlikely and unwelcome passenger caused the midair emergency. And everyone on the plane was happy to turn around and have to re-land back at the other place.
If I had to go back because of a cat, I'd be like, let me put it to sleep. Let me put it to sleep in front of you guys.
I mean, we're going to get into this right now. Just like cats feel like they own the place. You have no control over your cats.
You don't
have cats as pets, all right? Like, they're like cats are like the birds outside your house.
Mm-hmm. They're like pigeons in a park.
They respond to you more than your cat does. Mm-hmm. I love how people are so proud about how independent their cats are.
Yeah, it's so independent. I barely have to take care of it. Well, then,
it's a pet. It's not a child who just graduated college.
Or it's not like a latchkey kid that you're like, he needs to figure some stuff out.
It's not a senior citizen who's had several strokes. My cat just does whatever she wants. It's her world. We're all just living in it. Then she's officially not your pet.
Yeah.
She's a roommate, maybe.
Yeah. She's someone who occupies.
She's a roommate who you have to take to the drive to the doctor. Right. You have to feed, and you have to pick up her shit. Mm-hmm. That's what you have to do. That's like an unappreciative friend. That's what a cat is.
Yes.
Take the birds from outside your bedroom window on the trip. At least they can fly next to the plane.
That's right.
They're not going to get in the cockpit. You get more out of them than your cat. I'll tell you that. Mm-hmm. This cat is not giving cats a good name. Having departed from Khartoum International Airport, again, little cartoonish. Mm-hmm. The plane was in the air for roughly half an hour when an unregistered passenger was spotted inside the pilot's cat.
Well, that's them trying to be funny. There you go.
So the cat's owner didn't even say it was bringing a cat on the plane. What is smuggling a cat inside of a plane?
Well, fine. I happen to know the reason why it's an unregistered cat, but
so
that
we're
was
my
initial
that.
thought.
Right, that was my initial thought. The passenger in question was a ferocious cat. Ferocious. According to the report in local news by Al Sudani. Yeah, the press is now involved in this, Jay. By the way, that's the scariest thing you can see on a plane. A man running after something.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Even if it's a toddler.
You don't want to see anyone running on a plane. You're like, is that going to jostle us so much that this thing's going down?
You see someone run on a plane, you're like, my first thought is we're screwed. Okay?
He's going for an exit.
Whenever there's turbulence, I look at the flight attendant.
He's running from an exit. Right. That we know.
I look at the flight attendants on planes, Jay.
Yeah.
That's what I look at.
Agreed.
Okay. If
there's panic in their eyes,
I'm like, oh shit. But if they're cool, I'm like, all right, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
All right. Same with the passengers. You see someone running, my first thought is, he's going to try and hijack this plane. My second thought is medical emergency. My next thought is, this dude brought an animal on the plane and now has to chase after
He's out of control. He's lost control of his pet.
All three scenarios are terrifying, Jay.
They're horrible.
All three scenarios are telling me we're not landing where we're supposed to land, which sucks. The feline clearly wasn't a big fan of flying as it acted aggressively and attacked the crew. It acted aggressively, Jay, and attacked the crew.
So it's basically Marjorie Taylor Greene if she was a cat.
Yep. And we believe that Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't fully evolved, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Irrational and openly and violently operating from a place of fear.
Oh, yeah. And a giant pain in the ass for everyone involved and attacking people left and right.
Apparently, after all the attempts to restrain the furry hijacker failed, so that a lot of attempts were made to keep this thing under wraps,
right.
The pilot made the decision to turn the plane around and return to the Sudanese capital. I would have been livid. What if we were coming home from a gig from the Sudanese capital?
I get a giant trash bag and I get it in that bag.
By the way, have you ever chased after a cat or a dog? I've tried to chase after my dog. It's like chasing after a rabbit. It's impossible.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't catch it.
You never look as uncool or slow as when you're chasing an animal. There is no way to chase a small animal.
Flying a plane too. You can't be doing both those things at once. I like their decision. They did the safe thing.
Right.
They came back.
I'm sure the well put together crew was psyched to put away the beverage cart so that they could then look stupid and ridiculous chasing the stupid cat around the cabin.
Yep.
This is insane. Information revealed that the aircraft had spent a night stationed in a hangar in Khartoum airport ahead of the flight. This suggested that the cat likely snuck aboard during the cleaning or an emergency review and hid inside the cabin and fell asleep. So is this an Aristocats remake?
Maybe.
I mean, if the cat shit its brains out and then tried to have sex in it, it could be an Aristocrats remake.
Correct.
And we'll come back and tell you the rest of the story right after this break. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Live Dumb People Town, April 10th. Ryan Sickler, Cactus Blossoms. Going to be so much fun. Eventbrite.com. Get your tickets right now. They are selling. And then March 20th, before that, live stand-up with us and a live Cheap Seats. Nowhere Comedy Club, Eventbrite.com. People have been asking us, we want you guys to do Cheap Seats online. We're doing
trying to find a way to do it.
This is it. A cat got on a plane.
Oh, boy.
And we're talking... As baffling as the incident may sound, it's not the first hijacking attempt of this kind.
They put hijacking in quotes for this news article.
Idiots. Yeah. Like we think the cat was really trying to take over the place. In 2004, a Belgian airliner with 62 people on board were forced to return to Brussels after one, quote, well-traveled feline called Jin went berserk in the cockpit following an unexplained escape. It makes you hate cats so much.
Yeah.
Escape from a travel bag. Yeah, this is the guy you're pissed at.
Yeah.
Jin left the travel bag.
At least now there's a fate. This other cat and this other story in Khartoum, we don't know who to blame. The cat snuck onto the plane. It's a nightmare. It sucks. But this guy...
I mean, if the original story in Khartoum, you want to blame all cats for this one, who forced your plane, that's fine. If you're so goddamn smart, then why did this one, who knows it doesn't like to fly, fall asleep on a plane? Mm-hmm. People love to say cats are so smart. Mm-hmm. They're smarter than people.
Yeah.
Why'd you get on a plane if you knew you didn't like to fly? The stressed out cat snuck into the pilot cabin while a meal was being served to the crew and became very aggressive and scratched the co-pilot.
Jesus.
Leading to an unexpected landing. Yeah, guess who doesn't need to be kind of dodging a feral cat?
The guy who's flying the plane, the death machine you're on.
That's right. The tube. The very same year, seemingly unrelated cat attack took place on board a national Bangladeshi air carrier. A pilot was reportedly offered first aid after being pounced on by a stray cat en route to Dhaka.
No way.
And that stray cat was Brian Setzer.
The Brian Setzer Orchestra.
I could imagine a drunk Brian Setzer just entering the cabin and just like pouncing on
Straight
someone.
Up pouncing.
He's feral. He hasn't had sex in a while. He's in heat.
Mm-hmm.
No, this was a real and desperate cat. Despite the actual stray cat pouncing on the pilot, the crew decided to complete the flight. Okay, so there's the crew.
Yeah, there you
go. So if
I'm
that's when you clap when it lands.
Yeah. Then you're allowed to tip.
Cat terrorizing the cat.
And then everyone gets to kick the cat on the way out.
That's it. No, you don't get to kick the cat. You just put the cat in a thing and then
don't bring your cat on a plane. You can bring a dog on the plane. Do not bring your cat on a plane.
By the way, you think that if this happened as many times
Cats should go underneath the plane.
But if you think this would happen as many times as this happened, there'd be one person in the cleanup crew in all these airports to be like, check it for cats.
Check for cats.
Check it for cats.
You gotta do a cat sweep.
Who's on pussy patrol tonight? Raj, is that you?
Cat sweeper.
The attacker then bizarrely managed to evade security and initially escaped, only to be caught in the airport hours later. This is like when a black cat runs onto a baseball field. And the grounds crew's got to run, and then he picks it up, and then it bites him, and he's like jumping in the air.
Yeah.
Although, unlike the cat on the baseball field, a cat up in the air could kill lots of people.
Yeah, cat on a plane can kill you.
Baseball field could kill a rally.
Maybe.
In 2013, Saudi cargo flight from Riyadh to Hong Kong was canceled at the last moment after pilots scared a furry stowaway by starting the engine and paid for it with a few scratch injuries. The cat was never found. Who's that? Amelia Earhart? Who is that? Feline Bison Daily?
All right.
I love that in this part of the world, airplanes are like in back alleys. They just park them back at
animals. Just animals, right? Like if you want to defeat that, like
baggage handlers leaving out plates of milk for these cats just to hang out.
I remember being in Dahab in South Egypt and like
just tons
eating
of cats.
food and like just cats were creeping towards the table to eat our food, and we had to pay a guy to take a broom
and just keep the cats away.
But that's not relaxing either.
Right.
Having a guy around you.
Sandman, like he's at the
late night at the Apollo, just like sweeping cats off the stage left and right.
I'm just saying, airports in Saudi Arabia and the like, get them away from back alleys.
That's it.
And there you go. That is the show.
There you go.
Guys, stay connected, stay protected. Don't get infected. This is not a hoax.
But we got the jokes.
Guys, wear a mask. We can do this. I hope these
We're in the home stretch, we hope.
I hope these shows are giving you the break that you need. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow. La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da.